Culiacan, a bustling city in western Mexico, is known for its vibrant markets, bustling streets, and towering skyscrapers. But beneath the surface lies a world of violence, corruption, and greed. For decades, the Sinaloa cartel, one of the world's most notorious drug cartels, has controlled much of the drug trade in the region and beyond. The cartel's ruthless tactics, including violence against rivals, kidnappings, and extortion, have made it one of the most feared criminal organizations on the planet. At the center of this empire is the son of one of the most infamous drug lords in history, El Chapo. Known as El Chapo's son, he's taken on a leadership role within the cartel, using his family name and connections to further the organization's interests. He's become a key player in the global drug trade, with a reputation for being just as brutal and ruthless as his father. In this video, we'll take you deep inside the brutal empire of El Chapo's son and show you the raw, intriguing, and well-researched truth about the Sinaloa cartel. From its secret safe houses and weapon caches to its intricate drug trafficking routes and money laundering operations, we'll reveal the inner workings of this criminal organization. Welcome to Documented Stories, where we bring you the most raw, intriguing, and well-researched stories from around the world. From investigations into criminal organizations to profiles of remarkable individuals, we delve deep into the issues that matter most. And this time, join us as we journey deep into the heart of the Sinaloa cartel and uncover the brutal truth about one of the world's most notorious criminal organizations, the beginnings. The Sinaloa cartel, also known as the Guzman Loera organization, was founded in the mid-1980s by a group of drug traffickers in the Mexican state of Sinaloa. Led by Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo, also known as the Godfather, the group quickly established itself as a major player in the drug trade, using its connections with Colombian drug traffickers to import vast quantities of cocaine into Mexico and then into the United States. In 1989, Felix Gallardo was arrested and the cartel split into several factions, including one led by Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, who quickly rose to prominence thanks to his ruthless tactics and shrewd business acumen. Under his leadership, the cartel expanded its operations, branching out into other illegal activities such as kidnapping, extortion, and money laundering. By the early 2000s, the Sinaloa cartel had become one of the most powerful criminal organizations in Mexico, with a reach that extended far beyond its home state. According to some estimates, it controlled up to 40% of the drug trade in Mexico and had a presence in dozens of countries around the world. Despite the arrest and imprisonment of key leaders, including El Chapo himself, the cartels continued to thrive, thanks to its vast network of corrupt officials, businessmen, and other criminal organizations. Its influence and power have made it one of the most feared criminal organizations in the world, with a reputation for brutality and ruthlessness that extends far beyond Mexico's borders. Despite the efforts of law enforcement agencies to dismantle the cartel, it continues to thrive, thanks in large part to its brutal tactics and its vast network of corrupt officials, businessmen, and other criminal organizations. How they operate. Violence against rivals is a key part of the cartel's strategy, with kidnappings, extortion, and assassinations all used to maintain control over territory and intimidate opponents. To understand the inner workings of the Sinaloa cartel, we've spoken to experts, including law enforcement officials, journalists, and former cartel members who have deep insights into the organization's tactics, power, and influence. They've described a criminal empire that operates with ruthless efficiency, using violence and intimidation to protect its interests, and exploiting the corruption and poverty that plagues many parts of Mexico. The cartel's network of safe houses, weapon caches, and drug trafficking routes is vast and intricate, with connections to criminal organizations around the world. Its leaders are among the richest and most powerful individuals in Mexico, with vast fortunes built on the proceeds of drug trafficking, money laundering, and other criminal activities. Its influence and power are a testament to the brutal tactics and ruthless efficiency of one of the world's most notorious criminal organizations, the King. While the Sinaloa cartel has been led by several key figures over the years, one name stands out above the rest: Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Known for his cunning, his brutality, and his ability to evade law enforcement for decades, El Chapo was one of the most notorious drug lords in history. But after his capture and imprisonment in 2016, the question of who would lead the Sinaloa cartel became a pressing one. In the end, the mantle fell to one of El Chapo's sons, Ivan Archivaldo Guzman, also known as El Chapito. El Chapito's rise to power was not without controversy, with some factions within the cartel objecting to his leadership, but he quickly proved himself to be a capable leader, with a shrewd business sense and a ruthless streak that matched his father's. Under his leadership, the cartels continued to thrive, despite the efforts of law enforcement agencies to dismantle it. But with power comes danger, and El Chapito has had his fair share of close calls. In 2016, he was kidnapped by a rival cartel, sparking a wave of violence and bloodshed as the Sinaloa cartel fought to get him back. And in 2020, he narrowly escaped a raid by Mexican security forces, with some reports suggesting that he was able to evade capture thanks to his father's legacy of corruption and intimidation. The politics. Culiacan, the capital city of Sinaloa, Mexico, is the heart of the Sinaloa cartel's operations. It's here where the cartel maintains its safe houses, laboratories, and weapon caches, and it's from here where the cartel's leaders coordinate their vast drug trafficking network. Inside the safe house, the cartel stores its drugs, weapons, and money, and it's also where the cartel members live and work. These safe houses are heavily guarded and often booby-trapped to prevent anyone from entering without authorization. The laboratories are where the cartel produces its drugs, including methamphetamine, fentanyl, and heroin. The labs are typically located in remote areas to avoid detection by law enforcement, and are heavily guarded by cartel members armed with assault rifles and other weapons. The weapon caches, on the other hand, are where the cartel stores its vast arsenal of firearms and ammunition. The cartel members are well armed and equipped with military-grade weapons, including grenade launchers and machine guns. But Sinaloa's operations go beyond just Culiacan. The cartel has a vast network of drug trafficking routes that extend throughout Mexico and into the United States and beyond. The cartel's business model is built around the transportation and distribution of drugs, and it uses a variety of methods to move its products, including tunnels, boats, and planes. The cartel's drug trafficking operations generate enormous profits, estimated to be in the billions of dollars annually. But the cartel doesn't simply store these profits in a vault. Instead, it uses an extensive money laundering operation to hide its profits from law enforcement and to finance its operations. The cartel uses a variety of methods to launder its money, including shell companies, real estate investments, and cash transactions. One of the cartel's most significant money laundering schemes was uncovered in 2012 when U.S. authorities arrested a man named Jesus Vicente Zambada Niebla, who was believed to be a top member of the cartel. Zambada Niebla was arrested in a joint operation between the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, and Mexican law enforcement. He was accused of coordinating the cartel's drug trafficking and money laundering operations, and his arrest was seen as a major blow to the cartel. During the trial, it was revealed that the cartel had used a complex network of shell companies and real estate investments to launder its money, and that Zambada Niebla had played a key role in these operations. The trial also revealed that the cartel used a fleet of planes and submarines to transport drugs across the border, and that it had bribed high-level officials in the Mexican government to protect its operations. The Zambada Niebla trial gave a rare glimpse into the inner workings of the Sinaloa cartel's money laundering operations, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. The cartel's operations are vast and complex, and it continues to find new ways to launder its profits and to evade law enforcement. The efforts to stop the cartel. Bringing down the Sinaloa cartel has been a top priority for law enforcement agencies in both Mexico and the United States. The cartel's operations have fueled violence and corruption across the region, and it's been responsible for countless deaths and untold suffering. The Mexican government's made several attempts to target the cartel, with mixed results. In 2014, Mexican Marines captured Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, the cartel's leader, after a months-long manhunt. But Guzman escaped from prison in 2015, only to be recaptured in 2016. He was extradited to the United States in 2017 and is currently serving a life sentence at a maximum security prison. The capture of Guzman was a significant blow to the cartel, but it's not stopped its operations. In fact, some experts believe that the cartel has become even more decentralized since Guzman's capture, making it more difficult to target. The U.S. government's also played a role in the fight against the Sinaloa cartel. In 2007, the DEA launched Project Reckoning, an initiative aimed at disrupting the cartel's drug trafficking operations. The project was successful in arresting several high-level cartel members and seizing millions of dollars in cash and assets. In 2018, the U.S. Department of Justice announced an indictment of more than 75 Sinaloa cartel members and associates, including several high-ranking members of the organization. The indictment included charges related to drug trafficking, money laundering, and violence. Despite these efforts, the Sinaloa cartel continues to operate and to exert its influence across the region. It remains one of the largest and most powerful drug trafficking organizations in the world, and it will take continued cooperation and innovation from law enforcement agencies to bring it down for good. In conclusion, the brutal empire of El Chapo's son and the Sinaloa cartel have had a devastating impact on Mexico and the United States. The organization's ruthless tactics and enormous power have caused untold suffering and destruction, leaving many to wonder if it can ever truly be defeated. While the efforts of law enforcement agencies have made some progress in targeting the cartel, it's clear that much work remains to be done. It'll take continued cooperation and innovation to make a real difference in the fight against drug trafficking and to reduce the harm it causes. As we've seen, the cartel's reach and power are vast, and its operations are complex and sophisticated. It'll take a multifaceted approach, combining law enforcement, social programs, and economic development to make a lasting impact. Perhaps most importantly, it'll require a shift in attitudes and perceptions towards drug use and addiction. Until society recognizes drug addiction as a public health issue rather than a criminal one, it'll be difficult to make real progress in reducing the power and influence of drug trafficking organizations like the Sinaloa cartel. The brutal empire of El Chapo's son and the Sinaloa cartel may just be one part of a much bigger problem. But it's a problem that cannot be ignored. By shining a light on the issue and working together to address it, we could create a safer, healthier, and more just society for all. If you found this video informative, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know when we release new videos on topics related to crime, justice, and social issues. You'll also be helping us to spread awareness and understanding of important issues like drug trafficking and organized crime. So please, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you never miss an upload. And if you know someone who might benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you in the next video.